So we're going to talk about why mouth guards do not help with TMJ pain. And we're going to give you kind of three reasons why. And the biggest thing is you have to get to the source of the problem. We've had many clients when we've written blogs and different things that come in going, I didn't realize that my neck pain, my headaches, my TMJ, and me not sleeping very well were all connected in some way. Even shoulder pain. And often you go to the healthcare providers and they only look at one thing. You go to someone for the shoulder, you go to someone for the neck, you go to someone for the TMJ, you go to someone else for the headaches, and no, you're not getting any kind of resolution. So we have to get to like why are you grinding your teeth? And one reason why people grind their teeth, and we've had several clients that have come into with this very reason, they didn't realize that their neck was really creating some of their TMJ issues. And what can happen is your neck can kind of get shifted and you can really see it. We had someone came in just actually yesterday and I was like, oh my God, I can see it. Like we've got to start with your neck and then the jaw will align. So if your neck gets shifted over a little bit and you'll almost see their head will be just tilted to more to one side. They're always wanting to turn to one side and you can see it. What happens is if this gets shifted over, then your jaw is going to shift the other direction. And what tends to happen is if you have some neck pain on this side, you might have some jaw pain on this side. And you have to get that figured out. They also will have the headaches that wrap around. And I'm like, yes, that's all very common. We've got to get things moving correctly. We always say the first phase of physical therapy really should be looking at the mobility. How does the jaw move? How does the neck move? And if they don't move very well, you have to fix the mobility first before you can work on the stability and those kind of things. You have to get into, well, why is the muscle tightening up? And if you don't get into like why the jaw muscles are tightening up, then you're just going to be treating a symptom. The same thing is, why are you clenching down? If your jaw is shifted, you're clenching down because you're just trying to get some movement to make your jaw feel a little bit better, but then it doesn't really feel better. And so they give you a night guard to help with that for that jaw positioning, but the jaw positioning is off because the neck positioning is off. So you can see where I'm going with this. So we have to go and get the neck to move a little bit better so that then we can get the jaw to be in a better position, start releasing some of the tightness that's happened because of that shift. And then all of a sudden they can open their mouth and they don't get the popping. It's amazing. And so that's one of the reasons that we look at when looking at why people are kind of grinding their teeth. We're asking them questions, do you have neck pain? Do you get headaches? All these things. Are you having issues with sleeping at night? And, are you a mouth breather? These are all questions that we kind of ask so we can kind of get down to the source of what's going on. So another reason why you would potentially have some grinding at night is because if you're a mouth sleeper, then what happens is your jaw stays open, and if you sleep like on your back, then you start having like sleep apnea type issues, because our normal resting position is supposed to be the tongue at the top of the jaw, where our jaw can kind of rest in its normal resting position. And then we can breathe through our nose. Like that's what we're supposed to be doing. But if we're having issues with breathing through our nose, then we become mouth breathers. And if we do that long enough where we've trained ourselves to become mouth breathers at night, then that can create sleep apnea, which creates stress in the body, which then makes us want to clench. And so that's another reason why. And so if you don't fix that piece of it, then that's a problem. So we have some people that can't even get their tongue to the top of their mouth. And you have to fix that part of it. Some of it might be because the teeth are not, we need to actually expand those teeth a little bit so the tongue actually can fit in there. And sometimes we got to do some stuff to the tongue to make sure that we can actually get it to rest at the top of our mouth. That's what it's normal resting position. So one trick that you can kind of do to kind of start, if you are a mouth breather, start working on bring your tongue to the top of the mouth and just start to breathe through your nose so you can kind of retrain your body to do some of those things. And if you're having a hard time doing that, then we definitely need to get you to a dentist to take a look at what's going on with some of those pieces. But that's another reason. So if you don't get to why that's happening, the mouth guard's not going to help you. So let's talk about a third reason that you can start grinding your teeth at night. that chronic stress, those kind of things. We get into some of those things as well when we're looking at like the mechanics look really good, everything's moving great, but you're just getting tightness in your jaw, but your jaw can move fairly well. But you're clenching your teeth at night. Then we start asking more questions about what's going on with their life, and at night they can start clenching because that's just kind of what they're doing. That one, it doesn't happen as often, but it is a reason that people can clench. And it's something that we take into consideration when we have ruled out a lot of other things that are going on. We see this in physical therapy with even other areas of our body, because if you have stress, your stress can then create problems in our body when it becomes chronic. And we do have times where we have to send people to help them kind of deal with some of those things, because the stress is what's creating the issue in their body, whether it's something that is internal, creating some autoimmune type things, or some random symptoms where nothing is really making sense, or it's kind of creating some pains. Stress is something that our tissues take in, and we've got to release it. We've got to be able to deal with it. And that is something that we have to work on if we do see some of those things with our clients. So it's not as often, but it's something that's in the back of our brain thinking, okay, this is something that that definitely can be something that can make you want to clench. So we have a great event coming up, and by the time you listen to this in this podcast, it's going to be over. But you can definitely go and make sure you go to our YouTube channel, and it's Empower, MPOWER, Physical Therapy. If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll start finding some of these different events that we put on. I definitely post them up there, but it's a great event. We're going to really dive in deeper onto the whole TMJ issue and how everything is really linked. And we've partnered with a fantastic doctor, very holistic doctor, Dr. Gens, and it's going to be a great event. So if you're listening to this and you want to hear more about, dive in deeper to more about the TMJ and the neck and all those kind of things, we're definitely going to dive in deeper. And make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to it, and you'll be able to get that recording as well as all the other great education that we put out, because our main goal is to help you, educate you, to help you understand that our body has an amazing ability to heal if we give it the right environment and if we get to the source of the problem. And so often in our healthcare system, we don't. Like, we treat a symptom. We go to someone for shoulder pain. Then they're like, nope, it's not your shoulder. Go to someone for neck pain. Nope, it's not your neck. Then go to someone for TMJ. Nope, yep, we're going to do this for this. Now we need to do injections. And now like all these things, when I'm like, no, wait, we've got to figure out, like, these are all linked. We got to figure out like what's going on and what you're doing throughout your day. I mean, we had a conversation really with a patient that's having all these symptoms and does a lot of sitting and computer work. And I'm like, is your screen over to that, left side? And they're like, yeah, it is. I'm like, that's a problem. He goes, yeah, but I don't want to turn to the right because it gives me the headaches. And I'm like, I know, but we've got to fix how you're doing your daily activities so that we can get you in better positions, and then come up with a game plan to get everything to open up and move and all those kind of things. So that's one of the big things that we do, is really link in all the dots and really sit down and have those conversations with you so that we can figure out what's going on and get you back to feeling great and living great without having to have surgeries, procedures, injections, medications, which are needed at times, but many times they're not. So if you want more information, we have some great things that we're going to provide for you down below. I have a free TMJ ebook that we have basically created just to give you guys some more education. So make sure you check that out, and we will see you next week.